On the 6th of February, I sent the message 1,000 reactions for TOGF in my Discord server, thinking that it would never happen. Wait, you can't just put 20 different emojis to react on those! The Tower of Generation failure sits at the top of the difficulty chart, catastrophic. Here is how I beat the Tower of Generation failure in 2 days. 2 days is a very short amount of time to beat such a difficult tower. Normally, it takes weeks or even months. This is how I overcome almost all the odds against me. If you didn't know, the second half of this tower is really difficult. Floor 8 introduces a section over an inescapable death pit known as a GBJ. Additionally, Floor 9 has this very scary outside section, ending the runs of many players, including one of the best hobbyists of all time. Day 1. Starting off this tower was not great, as I was constantly failing floor 1, and whenever I got to 2, I would usually fall all the way back. However, this wouldn't be for long. I managed to get 2 lucky runs to the end of 4, almost reaching a mini safety net at the start of 5. Floor 5 is a small break before by far the hardest floor in the entire tower. It introduces the second GBJ you'll find in this tower, and is the scavenger hunt for buttons. Everything was going great until this decided to happen. Roblox crash. An unexpected error has occurred and Roblox needs to quit. We're so I had no choice but to restart the tower, but eventually I had made my way back to floor 5. This is one of the final jumps of floor 6, and is one of the hardest jumps in the entire tower. If you happen to fail it, which I did quite a bit, you'll be sent back to the start of 5, in which you'll have to redo the start of 6 all over again. Once you get past the climb jump, you have the 4-stud stick out to worry about. From my previous knowledge of using Minecraft to escape GBJs, button mashing, and beast unlock, I figured out that in order to get past this awfully tight gap, I must turn at the perfect angle to avoid falling down to 5. Dividing Khan 2005 by 3, I figured out that if I kept holding A, I wouldn't make it, so I quickly beat the entirety of Minecraft so that I could glitch enough frames to squeeze the gap and make it to the other end. As a pro JToH player, this was an easy task. It ended with me failing the 4-stud stick out and being unable to make my way back to floor 6. I fell down to floor 4, which you might think is not too bad, however it only ended up with me falling down to the start of 3, and decided to leave it there. Day 2. Before starting any runs, I practiced the hardest section of 6. That's when I realized how bad I really was at this jump. However, I decided to start runs anyway, which was a terrible idea. I was having difficulty making my way back to 6, constantly failing jumps I had never failed before, but for some reason my recording was just, well, this. And it wasn't until I actually made it back to 6 when I realized this. And then, this happened. I got past both the difficult jumps and failed one of the final jumps on floor 6. But the run after, I had already made it back. Completing the final button challenge, I was on my way to 7. Floor 7 introduces a massive section with mini obbies, which each activate one out of many buttons required to continue to 8. It is mostly safety netted, however there tends to be a little section over the void. I then made my way to the most punishing and difficult floors of the tower. This is where the tower throws extreme jumps that end your entire run. First jump of 8 GBJ completed. This GBJ is absolutely notorious for having broken elevator mechanics that don't bounce you as high as they usually do. Almost always would this end your run. This final elevator of floor A is the single elevator that has the highest chance of breaking. This was it. I was lucky enough to get past the elevator section, and now for one of the scariest long laps in the tower. This jump is an incredibly difficult squeeze into floor 8's survival section, where you must avoid turrets for 30 seconds in order not to die. Luckily, with healing items, it makes this much easier as long as I mainly avoided the turrets. Final jumps to hell. If you recognize this next outside, I wouldn't be surprised. It doesn't fail to end countless runs.
Wizard, what do you see as you twist your tiles beneath our feet? What do you see?
It was time for me to get to the final challenge of Tower of Generation failure. Floor 9 Inside. Floor 9 Inside is just another one of those GBJs in TOGF. And once you get past, you aren't even finished, because the start of floor 10 can send you all the way back to floor 9. Floor 9 Inside. insane run from floor 6. And if I'm doing any other towers in the future, I might consider coming back to Tower of